Okay, so now we want to actually age this. So I'm guessing a lot of you, hopefully, have brought your watercolors back to school, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to age this paper so that it looks kind of like old, kind of like the paper. We're just going to make it so that it's very similar to the paper that we were working with, okay? And one of the ways that we can do that is actually by just taking that brown that we have, dipping it in a lot of water, and just kind of going right over top of your pencil drawing. Now, this might be kind of scary at first, but what you can do is you can actually just kind of pat it down on this Bristol paper with a Kleenex or like a paper towel. It's the same exact thing, okay? Because some of this is going to be like too dark and you're like, this is not what I wanted. You can also kind of swash it around, okay, and push it around a little bit. I like to get all the edges even go off onto the table a little bit because as soon as you put that on there, you're going to want to dab it off, okay? You might even want to add a little bit of yellow. And you're going to notice that your Bristol paper is going to start to, see how it's starting to bend a little bit? So I like to do this really quickly and then just let it dry. Okay, so I did like just a basic wash over the whole situation, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit and just kind of like flick it Harry Potter style over the whole situation. What's nice about watercolor is that if you do actually, I feel like I'm exercising, if you do actually mess it up a little bit, you can always go back over your design and just kind of pat away, like I don't want anything on that. I'm going to cover up the help me, cover that up. Switch over to a smaller brush. So I've got the brush that comes with the kit, okay? And actually start filling in some of the other things. So like I know for sure I want to use watercolor for the rest of this. You guys can also use markers. I have colored pencils. Like you can blend as much as you want. So if you're going for like realistic kind of tattoos, like that's fantastic and go for it. But you can also use watercolor too. So I want to do like very simple colors and just slowly filling them in. The reason I want you guys to do the coloring first is that when you actually go back to do, unless you're doing watercolor tattoo style, where this would be the only time where you'd erase your pencil marks, I want you guys to actually fill this stuff in first because then you can go back over top of it with a black marker or a black Sharpie, which we've got tons of those, okay, in the Sharpie container and all the colored Sharpies. Don't be afraid to play with the colored Sharpies too. I think that could actually be quite cool for that situation. All right, have fun.